Tony Pearson, co-founder and sales director at BJS Home Delivery and the founder of Fliqer, which is a motivational speaking business. And we talk a lot about mental health. So I go to a lot of businesses, charities, etc. to tell my story, to share how I'm dealing with my recent mental health challenges since my accident. So my aims for Fliqer is to create a community where people can get support in whatever challenges they've got. And it's mainly driven by people that want to create a better version of themselves. So if there's a challenge in your life at the moment and you want some advice, support or coaching on how best to approach your challenge, and then I want Fliqer to be a community where it's a go-to website, podcast, blog, whatever way of supporting you. And the aim for me is to have experts on hand to be able to deliver workshops, online workshops, face-to-face, advice lines, and get the people in to Fliqer that know the best result for you and depend on your challenge. Fliqer comes from when I moved to my rehab hospital. I used to speak to the physio, and you've got to bear in mind I couldn't really move any part of my body at that point, but I was really keen. And they do a test on you, and you have to tell them when you can feel like a small stab in your hand or a smooth touch, and they do the key parts of your body, and you have to say, yes, I can feel it, or no. Then they can measure your nerve retention, they can measure what parts of your body can or can't move. And they score it between 0 and 5. So if they score you at 0, there's very unlikely you're ever going to be able to then bring to life that part of your body. However, if you score a 5, then you must be normally quite well. And one of the key things for me was the head of physio said to me, if you see a Fliqer, then there is a chance that you'll be able to use that. So my strap line is, where there's a Fliqer, there's hope. So I couldn't use my arms 18 months ago, and now I can. So that little Fliqer in my arm, through hard work and physio and positive thinking, now allows me to use it in my everyday use. So the reason I come to Furniturebox today, because you're doing a piece on mental health awareness in the workplace, and you're very keen to create a culture at Furniturebox that if people have mental health issues or challenges, that you're creating an infrastructure where people can talk to each other. The point of inviting me, and which I very much appreciate, is to share my story and listen to how I've approached my challenges, but more importantly, how I've opened up to people to support me, help me, because we're not on our own. Everyone who's got challenges will bump into a lot of other people that have challenges. And once you realise it's not just you in the arena, it's not such a lonely place. I think it's important to talk about mental health at work, because you probably spend more time with your colleagues at work than you do with your loved ones at home. And also things can be going on in the workplace that are actually a negative impact on your business. If there's any bullying going on or anything like that in your workplace, you need colleagues that are from your environment for support and direction from them. So I think that's super important that we just talk about our personal challenges. So the team at BJS was super supportive of me from the day, 2 days after the accident until today and going forward. They've sent a lot of love, prayers, a lot of support. They've allowed me to come back into the workplace at a pace which has suited my requirements. And because we run a very much a family unit, it's been really, really nice to feel part of that unit, because after spending nearly a year in hospital, you feel like almost out of the picture, but BJS have accepted me sort of back into the fold without making me feel any different to the way I was before. Even if you don't know, support everyone through the way you behave with them, the way you support with them, the way you listen to them, the way you talk to them. But if they open up to you, then I think you've got to listen and then be serious about your role in supporting them. It may be you're not experienced in that particular field, that they've got challenges over. So you may help them do some research. You might put them in touch with charities. It's not they're necessarily coming to you for advice. They're coming to you because they respect you and they want to talk to someone. They want you to listen, and then they would like either your support directly, or they want your support directly and indirectly. What I mean by indirectly, they could go online and do searches for companies out there and specialists that could help support that individual. So it's not a sign of weakness. Saying to someone, I need help. We all do, whatever stage you're in your life, we all need help, and we all need someone out there to help us get out of this particular place we're in at the moment. A takeaway for the Furniturebox team today is to realise that every disability isn't always visible. Mine is, because I'm sat in a wheelchair, but if I was sat in a normal office chair now at my desk, looking okay, and you're working opposite me or you walk past me, how do you know what I'm feeling inside? So let's err on the side of caution, and let's just make sure we're being nice to that person, and just make it a daily challenge. Every day, make an effort to be nice to as many people as you can, and just let them know you're there for them if they ever need it.
I thought Tony's an amazing guy, very inspirational, an absolutely incredible story, and I think it helps to put a lot of things in perspective. Great to remind everyone to talk to each other, share how they're feeling, and don't keep things bottled up.
I think for me, it's the one thing that hit me hard is that he's got a very obvious disability. He comes in a wheelchair, which is obviously really unfortunate. But I think the thing that I really took from that is actually that we could have many people in the office that are struggling, and they might look fine, or whatever fine looks like. And it's really hard to tell who's got maybe issues in their head, and I think that's why it's really important to talk to a colleague, even if it's just a one-off hello, how are you? You never know how much of an impact that can make on someone's life, and also sometimes, if you've got the time to talk to someone else, just ranting about something, or even being a trusted person to talk to them in depth about some of your issues alone, I think that's really important. And I think coming to work is great for that, because you can talk to people, and being at home you can be same four walls. So I think it's really important. And like Tony said, he gets out and about quite a lot, and I think you can tell that really helps him deal with day-to-day life, and I think that's great for him.
I think, in fairness, sounds a little bit cheesy, I guess, is that it's literally, you never know what's coming next. You can't take life for granted, and actually when something happens in your life that's that significant, that gives you a life-changing kind of event, it really is, life's too short, and you've just got to grab it with both hands. And if there's something you want to do, whether it's a dream or a place you want to visit, then just do it. And I think too many people take it for granted, but to see it firsthand visually and hear someone talk about it, we all know that it's true, we all know that life's too short, but to see it quite face on and hear it from somebody from such a personal experience is absolutely massive, and people should learn from that a lot more than they actually do.
My takeaway was that he was just a really positive person in terms of everything that he's already gone through, and he continues to inspire other people. I know someone in a similar situation to that, and she's also had a really interesting journey as how she's adapted her lifestyle to her situation. So he made me chuckle, and I don't know if you'd have a lot to laugh about at points of his journey, but lovely guy.
I found it really interesting, and I found it quite comforting as well to hear a perspective from someone who's obviously gone through an incredibly tough and horrendous time, especially like how you keep yourself positive afterwards. Very different. We're talking a little about my personal journey this year. I unfortunately had a stillborn, which was very unexpected, and hearing from someone else who's gone through trauma, albeit differently, but listening to how they find talking about it with other people, how they try and see the positiveness out of it to kind of help push them through and basically recover, I found really kind of comforting, and I found the talk really thought-provoking, and resonated quite a lot with how I was feeling myself.